Not too long ago, I engaged a conversation with a senior monk, and unknowingly we got into the debate, and we lost ourselves in the conversation. After that, I realized that all about it was just for the self. Last week, I've read the news, and there were a couple facing charge just because of the negligence of raising the child, just for the idea of eating vegan. The child died, and because of the malnutrition, and the couple was facing charge. So earlier that Lori was talking a little bit about herself, and this fits so well into your situation too. So so this is all about the self. Mind creates self. View as mine, me, and I. To be this, to be that, or something. Nature tells us that it holds dearly its identification to everything that can lay hand on with the intoxication of pride. Think deeply inside of yourself. It is really I, mine, or me in the sense of ownership, and we express that hidden sense of ownership in our mundane performance, in talking, walking, or doing something. Does this body-mind truly belong to someone as my body, my mind? We can begin with this body, with your own body right here. Actually, in front of us, in front of you, is a collection of matter and mind. First, constitute a human being, sentient beings with thoughts, emotions, perception, sensations and feelings, such a thing like that. We can raise your hands and look at our own hand like this, and we can ask that to whom does this hand belong to? And of course, evidently that you can say, you can sense it right away. This is my hand. Who else that this hand belongs to? It belongs to me, my hand. And if that were the case, then all the parts of within the body, externally the legs, the eye, the ears, the nose, the mouth, internally the lung, the heart, intestine, whatever within inside. And of course that when you express it in language, oh, this is my heart, this is my lung, this is my intestine, this is mine. But if that was the case, then the parts of your body would have to listen to you instead. And I'm quite sure, I'm quite 100% sure that first thing done in your command is that I forbid you to grow old. I forbid you to get sick. Stay well, stay healthy. But no, the body ignores you and is callously disobedient, disobey your order, and inconsiderately goes on its own will. Of course, this gross material called body is empirically a collection of parts, where each part is also a heap of fine materials, namely mass, protons, electrons, which is spinning and charging, science can explain all of that easily. In Buddhist teaching, we call it four great elements. The earth, the fire, the air, and water. The earth is a hard material which you can see, you can feel it. Like your muscle, your skin, your bone, whatever, you can feel it. The fire is something more subtler. The technical sense for the fire is that the vital energy which carry on the vitality of life. The fluid, the water, which combines all the parts together, congeals all the parts together. And the air, which is supply oxygen to every part of the body. And we need air to breathe too. It is fairly easy to see how much we attach to this body in the manner of metabolizing this body with lots of good foods. I love foods anyway. Vesting it with fancy clothes, adorning it with adorning your skin, your nails, your hair with most up-to-date trends. All this happened is just because of the idea of the separate self who owns this body. But do you really own this body? Really? Frankly, to say, in reality, this body, fundamentally belongs to the nature. It doesn't belong to you. Nature of what? Nature of forming, nature of pending, nature of decaying, and finally, you know what it is, in the fashion of impermanence. Its predisposition is no surprise to us. looking back, as of right now, we can see that where is my infanthood, my childhood, my teenagehood, my adulthood. At younger age, our skin, hair, muscles look so lively and vibrant, no visual impairment whatsoever. We were so strong and healthy. But now, sitting here with all, vulnerabilities attacking moment by moment in every direction, namely aging ailments, hearing loss, blemished eyesight, ache and pains throughout the body, memory loss, and we are weeping and wailing mentally, why does this happen to me? Or something like that. A couple of days ago, a man came and we have a long talk, and he had the same thing. Why does this happen to me? Why? But the self, with all struggling determination, the self is trying to reverse the process artificially by cosmetic remodifications. We can fool people with our mere superficialities, but we cannot lie to ourselves that this is a new makeup upon the already made out, a new layer upon the old layer. That's all. This is how much we are attached and take exceedingly measure to keep up with the nature of processing upon this body, just because of the view, this is my body. This is my body. In Theravada traditions, they incorporate a technique of visualization called observing the decaying of the body in order to disenchant this body. There are some specific area designated for whom wanted to do the very last benefit to mankind. So instead of burning, instead of burying the body, they just left it there on the open air and allowed the natural process to go on. And it goes in stages. When we're still alive, it is fresh, juicy plum. But when we stop breathing, then this juicy fresh plum turns to bruised, dark color. And it goes from there to bloating, maggots all over. I'm sorry I'm saying this. And then go further stage it becomes drier now. The fluid evaporates, and then the final stage is the skeletonization. There's only bone. I was in the forest in a meditation center. A monk died. Nobody knew. And over the forest, it's very hot and humid. So the body decomposed very quick. Nobody knew that he died until the smell was so bad that they broke into his hut and find out that he has died a couple of days ago. Here's the view. In the Western culture, the last thing we do for the corpse is that to give it a very good makeup, wear very good clothes, and lay in a very, very nice and comfy casket over there in the forest. They just dig a hole, put some wood in it. And by the way, this is earthly heaven for the condition which we are in. Over there it's not like that. So they took everything back, even his clothes. He's almost naked, laying down on a pile. And we poured some gasoline on it, and we burned him. We burned him naked because it was so poor that we don't want to waste the clothes. That's how it is over there. And I was so scared to go nearby that area. I was so scared. Every time I have a chance to go there, I always try to find a reason to go around. I was there, but now I'm not. Yeah. I went with fellow monks and go. They're like, no. We go another way. So I try to avoid that area. And actually, the charnel ground, we call it charnel ground, CHARNEL, charnel ground. The purpose is that in observing that loathsomeness, the abhorrence of the decay process of a human corpse brings about relinquishment, lust and desire upon this body. And monks in the forest tradition are encouraged to observe that. They can actually go there, sit and watch the process of decay. Or with special permission, the monks can go to the hospital and observe the autopsy, just for the purpose of disenchanting for this body. Blaming the body for that gruesome change is still, it's kind of incorrect accusation. That rule, some change happens anyway. Whether you want it or not, it still happens because of its nature of the way nature is. Instead of that, look back. The mind is the underpinning for faulty assumptions of identification that binds fixed on the body. This is my body, and that is the source. The body is merely an agency of the mind as like an instrument to express what the mind wants to manifest. I can take an example that like a radio. The body is just like a radio. The mind is just like a frequency. The short wave, the long wave of the radio. And because of that frequency, it's expressed what the frequency is like a 98.1 radio. And then it makes sounds. So the body, same thing, the body is just an instrument for the mind to express. Let's say that the mind wanted to raise the hand, and it gives a command, then the body raised the hand. Such a thing like that. Funny that mind itself fears ceased to exist. And the idea of immortality of this body-mind is so sumptuous that thus creates restlessness. We try to think a way to make this body-mind last forever. Mind can argue eloquently about its state of being as the most subjective importance, which transcends all aspects, and therefore needed to remain existent at all cost. For this erroneous perspective, in concession with the body, the mind becomes plunder, enriching and enhancing this metabolistic material with everything possible in order to stop, or at least to slow down the process of aging and death. In concession to the mind itself, now this is the fact. I'm not afraid to talk in front of him. The mind engages itself with a deadly game under the name of self-interest, religious interest, national interest, and countless logical reasons such as I'm right and you're wrong, so my action is justified. The mind, the self, the view unceasingly abolish its selfishness, looking for existence of the afterlife. And therefore it comes to religions looking for some secured place as heaven or nirvana. Hence, for the new promising investment which seemingly yield a guaranteed profit, namely eternal kingdom of God, of Buddha, or some sort of like, the mind becomes dogmatic according to its own doctrine, propagating, lobbying left wing and right wings with radical new movement, new idea. I would rather have a chicken wings instead of left wing and right wings. It tried to condition itself with them. Maximum security within a compound called truest teaching. Once the mind becomes permeated, sternly, unburdened with the teaching called the truth. So sternly, so unburdened that it is nothing else but my religion, my own religion. Now it's ready to go out, spreading the new revelations. And with a loud slogan, the truth saves lives. But in that message, it includes a threatened fine connotations, so fine print that nobody can ever read it. Believe in it, or you are dead. With that kind of promise, guarantee, return draws attention, a lot of people come in. From there, they have a congregation of that order. And the flock is ready to spread the new revelations. Unfortunately, there are so many truths out there. So the outcome is this truth fights with that truth and all other truths too. All because of the self, the view, the perspective in which each of us clings on dearly. We're not creating anything new or achieving something. Since mankind knows how to collect things and store things for themselves, chaos begins. As long as the mind is looking outward, reaching out for some goal, then nothing is going to change. The evolution has to be from within, mentally. The change has to be from within before the outcomes really happen. And I hope that we can reflect to ourselves and look from within, not without. And that's why every time we do something, I always remind you about be mindful in each and every little bodily actions. pay attention how mind works, and that would be the keys. All right, this is good. If anyone wants to share the experience of sitting today.
Hi. Yeah. So today is my first day, and so I never done it before. And I know that my mind like everywhere. Every time I try to focus on my breath, it just one sentence, and then it goes on, run away. And I try to, pull it back. So it's hard, right? So yeah. And I know that we need, the more we practice, we will get it
Get it right.
Yeah, because I want to, because my mind, because I just have the baby, right? I have 2 kids, and my life so busy, so I forgot things a lot. And the reason I come today that I want to, when you do something, you have to be mindful that you're doing that. Otherwise, you will, like my phone, I put my phone here, and then like 5 seconds, I don't know where I put my phone. So yeah, have to be, the lesson I learned today that have to be mindful of everything. Like when you do something, you have to focus on that and just only that, nothing else. It's hard, but the more we practice, we can do it.
Don't blame yourself on that. It's just nature of the mind at first. And let's say that we have been 20 years of doing it. The mind is busy for that 20 years. Now, just for a moment of awaken, it cannot erase, or it cannot reverse the process of that 20 years before. So it might take 20 years to make up with the last 20 years. And so every time we sit down with our primary object of meditation, the mind doesn't want it. The mind doesn't like that. So you pull it back to your breath, and in 2 seconds, it's gone. But with the patience, you keep bringing it back, and then it's gone again. Bring it back, and it's gone again. Maybe for 1,000 times. Then the mind becomes subsided. Maybe this time we can stay on the breath for 5 seconds, or a minute, or 2 minutes. Like I said, that as long as you're mindful, you're really mindful, then the process, the whole meditation session is productive. Because right there, the complete mindfulness, the complete mindful moment, then you have already anchored the mind down already, some sort of that. And from there there'll be a momentum for the mind to go less and less agitated. And there is no way else. There's nothing else that you can do but keep doing it, keep bringing it back. It's just like a wild horse that's running free, and now you tie it to the post. It's gonna rage and react. But for a while, it knows that it cannot get away with the rope, which tied to the post. Then it's gonna submit itself, and for a while, it's gonna be a nice horse instead of wild horse. So it's fairly easy to understand such a thing, and it takes patience. Keep working on it. So your observation is right completely, that the mind wanders after one or two breaths, but keep doing it, bringing it back. Then it becomes calm. Sometimes it works because of our ancestors, as the Buddha did it. Our Bodhisattvas did it. Our patriarchs did it. Our senior monks did it. So it's our turn, and we keep doing it, and it's gonna bring about liberation.
So Master, I have a question. So when you're breathing, you breathe your nose, then when you breathe out by your mouth or your nose?
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. As long as you're aware, the awareness that counts.
So you count like 1, 2, 3.
That's fine too.
Oh.
As long as you're aware of your counting, as long as you're aware that you're breathing out by nose, you're breathing out by mouth, it doesn't matter. Now, as the awareness is the most important. The awareness is the key to open all the doors for liberations. Don't concern much about how the process of sitting. You sit, you just sit. You breathe, you just breathe. But be aware of everything that is going on. That's important.
Thank you. So another question. So how can I apply it into my daily day? Like if I watching the dishes, so I just focus on it. Okay, I'm watching the dishes. That's it.
That's it.
Like.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Wherever your body is, your mind is there too. So when you're washing dishes, you just wash. When you walk, you just walk. When you eat, you just eat. When you sit, you just sit. And be mindful in every action of the body. And that's the key. It's no special techniques at all. It just how you bring your awareness into the focus. You bring your awareness to work with you. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't weigh an ounce or so. Because awareness is right there. It's just our nature. And use that awareness. Let's say that when we have a down moment, we're aware of our own being. Oh, I'm not good today. I'm sad. I'm angry. such a thing. Just be aware. You cannot reverse it, of what is going on because of the pre-program of the mind, which we call karma. So you cannot help it when an odd situation happens and then we get angry. You don't need to ask why. You don't need to. Just be aware. And that's it. Even though that you cannot control your anger, just be aware. It will pass. And then you live on. In meditation, we live moment by moment. This moment is gone. And then the next moment, actually there's always here and now. Here and now is moment. The past is gone. The past is just like a dream. You cannot fix the past. So let it go. Even though that we made a boo-boo, we failed. So what? Stand up. Walk again. There's nothing else but keep doing it. And, don't blame yourself. It's not worth it at all. Don't blame yourself. Just be aware. Oh, I made a boo-boo. Okay, then walk on. That's how we practice meditation without remorse. Walk on, walk on, walk on. Everything in the past, so what? Let it go. And with that kind of attitude is the right attitude in meditation. Just like that when we said there are so many things going on within the mind. Even that when we sit in here and then we think of food, something like that. So what? Let it go. Walk on. Just because part of the mind. It's nature. You cannot go against the nature, especially that the mind that is pre-programmed. Forget it. Keep on going. That is the right attitude. Okay. May you attain the immortality. May you attain the unconditional happiness. May you attain the final goal, the complete liberation, and spread that complete liberation for the benefit of others. Thank you.